coordinators and chapter members. And today, I think today also is going to be one of the most wonderful session. So Mr. Ram Jaladurgam is lead for this particular program together with Sirisha. So therefore, may I request Mr. Ram to welcome all the participants. So Ram sir, over to you.
Thanks, Anand. Thank you so much. I welcome everyone to ISTD Learners Forum. Learners Forum is dedicated to the members of ISTD for their learning. And this journey has been happening since long. And there are eminent speakers who visited this platform and shared their learning. And this is specially dedicated to our members for their ability to update themselves and learn a lot of concepts. Also invite many new speakers and provide a platform for them too. So we have a very interesting session, and I request Sirisha to introduce today's speaker who is going to address on our Learners Forum. Sirisha, over to you.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you for the intro. This is my first Learners Forum. I'm pretty kicked about it. We have an eminent speaker, Ramachandra Madalla Garu, today in front of us. Good evening all to the audience who are present here today. I'm sure the next 1 hour is going to be a good investment of your time, and we're going to take you through the most interesting aspects of HR, and Ram is going to take you through that. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the speaker for the evening, Ramachandra Madalla. He's a highly acclaimed global CHRO and a strategic HR business leader. He worked with India's leading companies like Pentafor Software, RIL, RRL, NCC Infra, Abhijit Group, IVRCL Limited, Food Mingo and Nebulae Soft, Orient Cement Limited, Power Mech Projects Limited. Sir, there is a laundry list. You have to really bear with me. The French MNC Kilios Hyderabad MRTS. He's currently associated with an US-based MNC, Aspen Tech Private Limited and TSV Technologies Private Limited as the Chief Human Resources Officer. His leadership experience includes proven achievements in strategic HR and IR, HR transformation, next-gen HR technology, strategic workforce planning, statutory compliances, and proven IR. Agile performance management, leadership development, executive coaching, HR budgeting and costing. I think he's done it all. HR shared services, HRD, learning and OD interventions, competency mapping, talent management, total rewards, employee engagement and experience, SHEQ and BE, CSR and ESG. He's a certified executive coach, HR tech product innovator, and startup investor and mentor. He's a prolific writer and outstanding speaker on business strategy, economy, HR technology and transformation, politics, and cinema. His hobbies include traveling, movies, reading, trekking, community work, and sustainable development goals implementation. Thank you, Ramachandra Garu, once again for accepting to be at our Learners Forum today. And we are highly privileged to be participating in this session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sirisha, for your wonderful introduction. And thanks, Anand and Ram. Both of you are actually instrumental in pulling me into this and making this session to happen. I also thank Srinivas Rao Kokanda, who is my campus senior, and also is a long time ISTD leader, and also doing a lot of work like Learner Forum and other things, and also Sachin, Ravidasar, and many people. Thank you one and all for inviting me for this privileged forum. And I'll just share my presentation. Just a minute. Can you see it? Yeah. Hope you can see this presentation.
Presentation is
my
visible.
Today's topic is key HR value drivers for sustainable business organizations in VUCA world. So I just want to, as you know, that we are undergoing in the last 10-15 years, 10-12 years, especially 2018 onwards, the recession and technological changes and recent even COVID. All these are changing, and actually and climate change, one of the biggest challenge for businesses as well as economy and as well as society. So how HR is going to provide value to the organization, that's going to be my topic. So this is a typical presentation I made it. See, before that, I just want to speak HR business value. So there are actually, we play different portfolios in organizations for HR. One is roles portfolio. We'll have a different roles from the statutory compliance to CHRO role. Multiple roles will be there, and people business roles will be there. They, through their roles, people will contribute, and they will do multiple projects. Maybe the transactional project, transformational project, technology project, or maybe the DEI kind of social projects and ESG projects. Every organization will have their own project portfolios and business portfolio. Ultimately, both roles portfolios, project portfolio leads to business portfolio and business success. So company market value, most of the times, once upon a time, Microsoft Bill Gates says that. So you take all my employees, but give me the key employees, 20 people with whom I started, I can build Microsoft again. Same thing, Narayana Murthy also said that. So every day evening, my company, when the people leave my organization, my value becomes zero, and next day morning when they come. So that's how previously the organizations are full of the physical assets and machines. But today people are the real assets. So the value, tangible assets are most of the time book value, machine, people and buildings, factories and XYZ. But today, if you see the services organization like IT companies, service organizations, they have employee skills, intangible value, managerial competencies, global scale, growth potential, innovations, intellectual property, brand reputation. So these are intangible value. They in turn create the much more value to the organization. We have seen in the last 10 years, most of the unicorns are actually coming from India. And recent survey said that in Silicon Valley, in US, the 66 unicorns is created by Indians. That was actually even beaten the even Israeli background persons also. Today, Indians are actually making their impact, even unicorns, as well as becoming global CEOs. So intangible values are people and their skills and experience. Next, latent value is unrealized potential of operational efficiency, brands not marketed enough, not motivated employees, not patented innovations, bad managers. These are the latent value. So we should convert that. These are how company market value will be there, and we need to unleash this. So I have my own model. This has come from one of the discussion in one of the forum. I think this is maybe L&D forum only, ISDT, sometime when Nathan was actually president. So somebody was asking me that. So there is a 4P marketing and 7 marketing 4P model is there. So I have developed my own model called traditional HR will be having 4 models. One is people, position, process, and performance. Understand people, assess their competencies, position, give the right position and provide them right KRAs, deliver HR processes around business operations, deliver the individual and team performance for the business results. This is actually my own model. I have never copied from everywhere. So 4 Ps, there is a marketing 4 Ps are there, now HR 4 Ps also. So this is a typical HR professional competency model came long back, actually 15 years back. Business acumen, strategic consulting, relationship management, data judgment, talent management, agility. So when I met, I met more than 3 to 4 times Dave Ulrich in my entire career. He came once to NHRD Bangalore session and some other, many times I met him. Whenever I met him, he actually brings a lot of new knowledge, new capabilities, new dimensions to the HR profession. That's where I was enthused. And I met him in recent conference that is actually People Matters Tech HR. So this is the typical introduction of Dave Ulrich. Dave Ulrich is a university professor from Ross School of Business. He is the world's #1 HR guru. And he has done more than 8 surveys on HR competency model. His model is HR value proposition, HR value champion books are one of the popular. And recent, actually, he works with the Professor Ram Charan and many Professor Wayne Brockbank. He works with them and develops a lot of thought leadership articles and models. These are my photos with him in Tech HR. And see, Vani is the one company where actually Vani, Mr. Ashish Kumar Jha, he is the person who actually interviewed in one of the session at the Tech HR. These are my photos with him. And this is actually happened 1987 to 2016. What are the competencies for HR professionals? How well do HR professionals exhibit the identified competencies? What competencies influence perceptions of individual effectiveness and business results? So how we can create value for the stakeholders? And typically, what are the HR department activities can predict the best business results? So as I told you, there is a 1987 to till 2021, 8 times competency surveys is happened. Global participation, small, medium, large firms taken, good mix of industries, 360-degree methodology, and competency identification is happened. So over a period, the number of people, actually 90,000 people participated in 2016, and after that more than 20,000. So this is how creating value is happening in the affair. 1930s, HR people are typical staff welfare managers, more focusing on welfare part. 50s are personal management, payroll, basic administration. 70s, yes, definitely started some human resource management concepts. 90s, strategic HR part actually coming into the picture, more HRD, OD, performance management, employee engagement, things are coming. Great place to work started. And human capital management, 2000 to 20, this one, 2010 to 20, now people practice. It's evolving strategic human capital management kind of thing. So people is now core of the business. So once upon a time, people considered as a cost center. Now they are the profit centers. So this is how 1987 to, as per the Dave Ulrich, actually the things are changed. He initially said that business knowledge, change, and HR delivery is the 3 competencies required. 1997, business knowledge, personal capability, HR delivery, culture, and change is required. 92, business knowledge, personal capability, HR delivery, change, not much change. Yes, definitely in 2002, business knowledge, strategic contribution is the first time 2002 they started speaking about. And HR technology also. 2 things. Rather than change, HR technology came. So first time the word actually post 2010 onwards, HR business partner word started using. So during that time, HR business partners, center of excellences, and HR shared services. In fact, I am instrumental in India's largest company like Reliance. I have established HR shared services, center of excellences, and I am used to be the corporate HR business partner for more than 63,000 employees during my Reliance Retail and Reliance Industries time. So that's how the HR business partner was evolved, and over a period, HR business are now, they are the key person, backbone of the business. Center of expertises, people who deliver the SME subjects like L&D, employee engagement, compensation benefit, HR technology, HR analytics, and also HR shared services, payroll, administration, facility management, travel and insurance, medical, XYZ. So very transactional things will get into the shared services. HR business partner, actually, they are responsible for each SBU. They actually manage from end to end. They'll partner with the business people. They collaborate. They from hire to retire, they handle. Center of expenses people, actually, they handle their own specialization services they offer to SBUs. So if you see 60s to latest 2000, we moved from administrator to enforcer. Enforcer is more of compliances. 70s and 80s. Now specialized experts came, L&D, organization design, recruitment, total rewards, and PMS kind of thing. And then actually evolved into by 2010 business partner. So these are 2007 model. In fact, in one of the iNews program, I actually did it with Mr. N.S. Rajan. Then he became later on CHRO of the Tata Group, and as well as Professor Bhavani Prasad, who is my guru. We have done during that time, 2010, I think. This model is valid that time. So there are three capabilities that they expected from the HR people. One is at the personal level, maintaining relationship. You should be credible activist, means walk the talk. You should have always. You practice and preach, then only you will have a credible activism. Then system and process. You should have operational. If you want to become excellent operational executor, you should know the technology, you should know the compliances, you should know the business. Then also align with the business alley. Organization capabilities you should have. One is talent manager and organization designer, culture and change steward. Whatever the change is required, you need to bring in, and strategy architect. That's a very, very important. Once upon a time, we are actually typical administrator and corner room guys, but HR people now getting into the boards, and the latest, if you see ESG, environments, social and governance is actually going to make HR people to get into mandatory in listed companies. And I worked with the three listed companies. One is the Orient, as well as Reliance, as well as PowerMech projects, where I used to report the board. So strategy architect, actually strategy we can drive. Most of the times people used to think that it's a business people only who can do the strategy. In one of my experience in Abhijit, whenever one plant was closed, I moved to Vizag, and I took the help of CEO, and we have done turnaround exercise by using the Blue Ocean strategy. And then today that plant is surviving in that group. So in 2012, the model is changed. Contextually, again, at the individual level, a credible activist, you need to be the credible activist. But organizational level, you need to have technology proponent, HR innovator and integrator, change champion, capability builder, and strategic positioner. And contextual is you need to understand outside in, inside out. You need to know what organization, how organization is driving, what customer is expecting, what is the value I need to create to the customer. For that, what kind of employee skills and competencies I need to develop, how they can in turn drive the good products and services. That in turn actually gives the revenue and ROI and EBITDA to the organization. So if you see, compare 2007 and 12, this is the typical, changes happened. Yeah, I am actually comparing from 1987 to 2012, what actually happened. So business, human resource, change, culture, personal level. So 1987 to 2012, there's a lot of things have changed. Strategic positioner became at business level. At human resource level, HR innovator and integrator is continuously innovate your HR. Otherwise, you actually innovate or evaporate. This is a situation that the HR people started experiencing. And I also, as HR professional, when I worked with Reliance and consequently a couple of other companies, I have experienced this. Then technology proponent. So today, if you don't have technology, you can't do anything in HR. So HR actually now, especially post-COVID, it's what actually people could not even surviving with the basic things like payroll kind of thing. They started actually going with the hype to retire system, good LMS system, good PMS system, PMS and talent management system, and hiring application tracking system, recruitment management system. They started integrating it with the organization, and they are actually bringing a lot of change. They reduced inefficiencies, improved HR and business efficiencies. At change level, we are becoming change champion, and both creating vision values and also proposing the new change, which I have done in a couple of companies. Capability builder. This is a very, very important. You need to understand when you need to make employees to learn, unlearn, relearn. So that's a kind of context actually companies are actually they're looking for. Example, Reliance Retail to the people are moving to Reliance Geo Financial Services. From uberization of workforce is happening. Then personal level, at credible activist you need to be definitely. And this is the 2016 model. 2016 model is a very, very important because this is where the 9 competencies came on this one. Paradox Navigator is actually one of the key things that we need to understand. Paradox Navigator is you are going to experience many things. I'll just share what is the meaning of Paradox Navigator. Paradox Navigator is nothing but strategic versus operational orientation. How much in organization I need to focus on operational part, how much I need to focus on strategic part. It may be 80-20, 70-30, 50-50. It's depending upon your work and your change that you are looking for, what you need to make. Change agent versus employee champion. Okay. Organization expecting some change, management advocates, lot of change, but are you taking care of the people simultaneously? You want to just remove, like Elon Musk, how he did it in recent Twitter, or you want to go like a Tata's way, take care of the employees and actually, making them actually work from home during the COVID, slowly bring them back to the, once people are coming back to office, slowly make them to aware importance of the office, something like that. So global and local perspective, yes. Today, Hyderabad and as well as India is becoming tech hub for many global companies. But at the same time, you need to have global perspective, what the customers, both in North America, Europe, they think about it, how they actually, when we are delivering service, how they actually perceive it. But at the same time, how you are going to use the local talent to deliver the global service. Structured process versus flexibility. So that's a very, very important. Most of the people think that, okay, there should be some structured process. But at the same time, do you have agility and flexibility in your process so that you can evolve over a period? Data-driven versus human-centric approach. This is also very, very important. So then cost control versus value creation. So are you going to think that I'm going to spend L&D budget only for the sake of budget, or are you going to create the profit centers? Example, in one of the organization, in L&D Metro, when I worked for Global Metro Training Academy, were actually training all other operators like Metro, Pune Metro, Mumbai Metro, and also many other metros. They started taking training. So L&D function became first time profitable with the around 13 crores, 12 crores EBITDA. So during the COVID time, no other income was there, but L&D income was there. So you can actually create value, and L&D function can be profitable. Most of the people think that L&D can't be profitable, but you can create not only just not roti, return and training investment. If you want to make, you can make it is a profitable also. Then personal integrity versus organization compliance. This is also one of the key thing. Are you going to comply with the organization, but at the same time, will you maintain the integrity at the leadership integrity also at the personal level? This is a paradox navigator. Next is strategic positioner breakdown. Understanding the business strategy. Do you understand? Do you know your organization SWOT analysis? Do you know PESTEL, political, economical, social, technological, legal, compliances that you face? Example, I'll give you the example of Amar Raja. They exited from Andhra and they came back to Telangana, based at Mahbubnagar. So typically, if you don't provide the conducive environment, no business will not become succeedable. But at the same time, you need to provide ease of doing business. At the same time, who are the customers, who are our stakeholders, how I can actually, what creates value for the organization, which employee skills actually is very important immediately, what is the midterm, what is the long term. Example, recently, L&T MD V. Subramanian was saying that 30,000 skilled people were not there. That's where 60,000 crores projects were held up in L&T ECC. So that's where skills are today's new currency. Skills and competencies are very, very important. If we don't understand actually skills and competencies, we are not going to create any value. So external awareness, as I told you, what is the political external environment, technological environment we are operating in. So example, generative AI now is coming and giving a lot of challenges. At the same time, it is coming with a lot of predictive analytics also. Aligning HR practice with business objective. These are very, very important. Are you using balanced scorecard? Are you using OKRs, objective and key results like what Google uses? Are you are using simple management system of KRA, KPI? with the competencies and workforce planning, strategic workforce planning. What is your immediate requirement of people in the next 3 to 6 months, 1 year, and 1 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years. So what is the business expansion plan? That's a fluid build, borrow, buy methodology, how you are going to use, very, very important. Cross-functional collaboration. This is one of the key thing, very important for the business, because when you want to make, you need to make each department to speak to each other and create value, and cross-functional collaboration is going to really going to make a lot of difference. Measuring and communicating HR impact and agility and adaptability. Culture and change champion, understanding the need for change, developing a change strategy. Engaging stakeholders is very, very important. So for example, you have shareholders, you have investors, you have community around your business. Example, I was there in the one of the plant, Orient Cement plant. I have 18 villages where the 18 villages are impacted, and I started developing good relationship, and within a year I could able to do public hearing successfully for 4th plant expansion and 18 gram sabhas successfully. So you need to engage your stakeholders very, very positively, unless otherwise it's very important. And I did a program called Navasantam training program, which I designed along with my couple of colleagues, and I executed, and a lot of change has come, and we have implemented Great Place to Work also, where 56% to we got 72% gold standard, Great Place to Work. Building change readiness, managing resistance, implementing change, measuring and evaluating change outcomes, sustaining change. Today, that plant was sustaining after resolving 36 years old IR problems. So human just a minute. Human capital curator. This is a very, very important. Understand at the top level, what is the leadership capabilities required, organization capabilities required, what is technological process capabilities and leadership capabilities required, developing talent from the skill matrix to top level leadership competencies you have to define. Fostering leadership. This is a very, very important. Leadership is not just only just managing the things, it's going beyond, create a vision, achieving the missions. Like if you see recent Chandrayaan is one of the best example. We have learned from the failures, but we have rised back, and we are actually reached South Pole just because we, and with the lowest cost in the world, where Russia and China was actually spent 1,600 crores to reach North Pole. We are the first country to reach South Pole with 615 crores. So that's a very, very important, that confidence you have to give to the team. And this is where ISRO got very good, leadership like Abdul Kalam, Vikram Sarabhai, Homi Baba. Many people actually develop leadership. That leadership saga is continuous. So organization is all about not just people. Leaders also makes a lot of difference. Like Ratan Tata, J.R.D. Tata, Tatas, they have their own way. Birlas, they have their own way. And Infosys, Wipros have their own way, but they have their impeccable leaderships that they impacted the people lives. Building high performance culture. These are very, very important. Enhancing employee engagement. Employee engagement is one of the key things. You need to give right carries, right relationships, right reward recognitions, right experiences to the employees, and also hyper personalization of experiences. For example, somebody you want to recognize your employee, you want to give some voucher. You give the voucher, they can buy what they want. Rather than giving traditional, just kind of thing, money or XYZ. Supporting continuous learning. This is very, very important. As a L&D forum, ISTD, because I'm a L&D professional, though I started as a L&D guy. Later on, I actually got into the HR business partner work and CHRO I became eventually. But learning is earning. Any organization, any individual, any teams, if you don't learn, if you don't actually do learning and development, no organization survives, no team survives, no individual survives. So support continuous learning, collaboration and teamwork. But just learning is not enough. You need to demonstrate a lot of behavioral competencies like teamwork, collaboration, measuring and evaluating results also. How many of you are using Kirkpatrick model from reaction or feedback, learning, behavior and results, and also creating L&D itself is a big profit center. That's a very, very important. makes a lot of difference to your organization also. And then actually total reward steward, balancing employee value and business objectives, aligning with the organization strategy, market competitiveness. Are you giving the salaries market competitiveness? Example, I'll tell you. In one of the organization, I used to recruit the people who are having low income like 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, and from that to at least 50 to 55%, 60% from the rural areas and economic background. And also they are actually completed BTech, Triple E, mechanical, and that's where I could retain those employees 5 to 10 years, and I was able to give international careers also. So market competitiveness and alignment with the organization strategy, customization, personalization, as I said, very, very important today. One reward doesn't work with everybody. You have to reward, make it personalization, reward and recognition also. Communication and transparency, very important. Are you recognizing not only just the stars and high performers? Are you recognizing even solid citizens also? Are you improving PIP programs also and making employees to moving from PIP to solid citizens to becoming stars and top performers? Managing cost also very, very important simultaneously, and long-term perspective and measuring impact. When you are actually giving rewards, is it providing results? Is it giving experiences? Is it creating business value? Creating credible activists. This is a very, very important. As a HR professional, you have to win the trust of not just only your leadership, you have to win the trust of your employees, your business managers, and also you need to build credibility for not only yourself, for your entire HR team. And you need to possess extraordinary communication skills to engage your employee, empathetic towards employee, and you need to demonstrate business acumen. So where you are actually losing the cost, where you can improve the value, and you, by spending some good money, by improving skills, by creating some strategies, how you can actually resolve the issues. You can convert your skills into the money. Then problem solving. I'll give an example. Tata's actually Motors known for many years for one of their products, and this one, when they acquired Land Rover and they started introducing EV, this one, though that became breakthrough, and Tata Motors now they are having their own market share, major market share. That's how we need to understand what makes happens, what actually products and service that will actually give the guarantee business in the market. Then problem solving, building relationship, advocacy for the right things, and result orientation. These are these things makes HR professional to become credible activist. Then technology and media integrator, assessing current HR practices, identifying opportunities for innovation, designing innovative solutions, integrating HR practices, measuring and evaluating impact, promoting a culture of innovation, continuous improvement. So example, 15 years back when I worked for Reliance Industries, so SAP 3.0 we have implemented, but today they are having multiple platforms. And today a lot of companies are actually struggling to, they don't have one single source of truth to hire to retire. Maybe it for recruiting, learning, performance, reward, retention, analytics, and payroll and compliances, travel and leisure. So entire suite is very difficult to have. Today also, after evolving last 20-25 years also, today also we are struggling. So we need to do continuous improvement. That's where HR need to play day in, day out, technology and media integrator also. So we should also go for social media recruitment, just not only going to the Naukri. You need to go to the LinkedIn, you need to go to the Facebook, you need to go to the multiple social forums, network, and get the right people. HR analytics, designer, very, very important. Understanding HR technology, identify opportunities for technology adaptation. Implementing HR technology is very, very important. Did you implemented SAP success factors, a Darwin box, or maybe the workday is not important. You may be taken homegrown local one or international brand. That's not the issue. How meticulously you are actually using the data, integrating data with your existing T system, and how the data is working to get what the data insights you are looking for, analytics that you want to drive. Developing HR analytic capabilities. Each and every department from your payroll team to your retention team, everybody does they know at least 10 to 15 analytics of their KRAs, KPIs, and their metrics and analytics. Did they know? Metrics is very transactional nature. Analytics, actually, you can take that business decisions. Did they know that? If at all they know that, how can my doctorate is actually in on role of HR analytics and technology in driving HR strategy and business results. So when I did my research, I found that 90% of the people, they are good in driving their HR processes, but they don't have still analytic ability to get into the to give the insights or to take the critical decision making to their business manager. So ensuring data privacy and security, communicating insights and recommendations, promoting culture of data literacy. These are very, very important. Most organizations in the last 20 years, most of the business managers, they don't want to do, or maybe the HR people also, they resisted it. But luckily, fortunately, COVID came and changed everything. And I really, at least 30 to 40% technological upgradation, I give it to COVID only, because otherwise people were resisting. They don't want to upgrade, but COVID made a lot of differences to us. Compliance manager. This is not the least, but it's one of the important critical thing. It's the foundation of any organization. Navigating statutory compliance, very, very important. Mitigating employment law risks, internal policy development, training and code of conduct, compliance technology and reporting, industrial relations and union management. So in many organizations, most of the times, people willing to work on corporates, but they need to go a lot of their projects, need to visit sites, understand their ER problems, IR problems, and dealing with the politicians and other things also one of the key things that we need to demonstrate. And ethical and crisis leadership is also one of very, very important. Contract employee management. If at all you have 50% regular employees or 40% regular employees, 60% employees, do you treat them very well? Do you actually make them empowered? Do you train them? Do you actually follow social laws also when you reward and recognize them? Continuous improvement is also very, very important. So I am proposing my own model called 7P strategic human capital model post this, because now strategic human capital is the model that is going to drive now business. One is people, position, policy or strategy, process, performance, pay, and profit. So these are the 7 P's will drive now us into the future. This is my own model, which I got inspiration from 4 P's and 7 P's of marketing. 4 P's of typical traditional marketing. Services marketing actually required 7 P's. Same thing actually I applied to HR also, thanks to marketing people. And these are eighth competency survey by Professor Dave Ulrich. He actually did it in 2021. So this is the model which talks about simplifies a complexity. As a HR professional, Paradox Navigator now became simplifies complexity along with the technology. That's the mobilizing information, leveraging information technology, guide social agenda, advances human capability, elevates talent, delivers HR solutions by capability, champions diversity, equity, inclusion, simplifies complexity, thinks critically, harness uncertainty, foster collaborations. Can you manage self? Can you build relationship? Can you build teams? Can you develop organizations with your OD interventions? Accelerate business, generate competitive insights, influence the business, gets the right things done, drives agility. This is a model which he proposed, the last model after 8th survey. Professor Ulrich actually presented this, but I am going to give the HR key value drivers in the next couple of slides. So he says at the organization level, structure, practices, HR people, metrics will be there. But what to deliver HR is talent, leadership, organization capabilities, context and stakeholders, get the HR to the table. If you don't deliver talent, leadership, organization capabilities along with structure, practices, HR people, metrics, you can't create the value. So this is how value paradigm to metrics, this is how it is connected. So this is key deliverables, very, very important. HR key value drivers. I'm actually, this he spoke about during the conference. One is HR reputation. What is the HR department known for by stakeholders? HR customers. Who are the HR customers? It's not only just internal employees. It may be the society that actually we operate in. It may be the people who actually live with us, and also maybe the administrative, politicians, maybe the investors, and also multiple stakeholders. HR purpose, what is our HR mission? Do we want to give employee value, employee value proposition? Why do we exist? Are we driving positive employee experiences so that people want to come back to the organization again and again, and they want to stay in the organization? HR design, how the HR department organized? Is it the typical structured like traditional structure? Do you have HR business partner roles, center of experience, and shared services, or mix and match? What is the typical HR design structure? HR capabilities, how does HR facilitate the right human capability for the business? And how HR can access information to make the better decision. These are one of the biggest challenge. Once upon a time, for HR, technology is a big taboo. But post, and this is one of the time in 2016, somebody was asking, HR information system and HR technology is the same, or HR analytics is the same. No. Once upon a time, 20 years back, we used to have JTM or ATL mobile. There we used to only call the people or get the SMS for 17 rupees. But today, data we are getting 60 GB, we are getting for 200 rupees. But we are able to manage most of our life, including our job, through our smartphone. So that is the difference between HRIS and HR analytics today. And we need to access the technology thanks to smartphones and laptops and Apple, or maybe the Dell and Lenovo. Many tools are coming, and a lot of technology applications are making us life very easy. HR analytics, how HR can access information to make the better decision. HR digital technology, this is very, very important. So HR analytics is different from HR digital technology. How we can use technology digital to manage our outcomes. HR practices, how do we create, deploy and HR practices. HR professionals, what HR professional need to be. Do we have competent HR team in our organization, including CHRO to the lowest level payroll employee, or maybe the L&D trainer, or maybe the employee engagement manager, or maybe the employee retention manager, or maybe the HR analytics executive also. Do they have right competencies, right training, right capabilities to deliver? And last but not the least is HR relationships. Do we maintain relationship not just with the business managers, multiple stakeholders, and like how we manage board, how we manage business SBU heads, how we manage different managers in our SBU, but at the same time, how we manage even our employees, and from entry level executive to top level CEO also. So this is actually, I'm talking about human resource reputation. Reputation exercise, I'm just skipping this slide because short of time. Yeah. We offer stakeholders and human capability. So HR capability initiatives can be customers, communities, investors, board of directors, employees, HR professionals, and senior executives. We can impact all these 7 stakeholders, very, very important. Example, communities, environment, are we managing because of our factory, our organization, there is no emissions. They're actually, we are doing a lot of CSR work, or we are managing, mitigating our communities with the providing right medical facilities, and actually engaging them, accessing to right health also. That's a very, very important. And today, our CSR budget 2% is going to CSR. That's how we can engage. And ESG law, new law in Companies Act, environment, social and governance law, actually should be managed by now HR people. And eventually HR people is going to sit on the board because of this. Because compliance is going to come to HR, this ESG law compliance. This is what actually I learned in the last 3-4 years. And investors, how we are going to create the law when we conduct an AGM, and how we speak, how we engage them, that's also very important. Board of directors, what kind of compliances we are actually going to put. I've done this in a couple of companies as CHRO. I submitted compliances, and when they asked the questions, within next 2-3 months, I have resolved most of my compliances also. Employees, definitely, you have to give positive experiences, provide them empowerment to take their own careers and shape up and grow in the organization. Then HR professionals, how we continuously improve our HR team competencies and capabilities. Then senior executives, how we engage them, how we have conversations, and also customers. Very, very important. You should have a lot of obsession towards customer to deliver the value. DI evolution, yeah, in the process, I want to give one insight. DI, diversity, equity, inclusion. This is a very important. Initially, we want to be there as a percentage of women or physically disabled, LGBTQ kind of thing, but from their activity, strategy, and sustainability, it leads to sustainability. Most of your diversity, equity, inclusion, and belongingness activities should help the organization to improve your organization innovation, develop your products and services, and getting into the sustainable agenda of the organization. HR functional improvement, HR purpose. What is your HR purpose? Do you have employee value proposition, customer value proposition? Do we connect? Does your employee engagement lead into customer engagement leading to business results? This is what very, very important. Our outcomes actually related to business results is actually related to customer results, customer related to employee experiences. Employee experiences are actually driven by the most of your managers and leaders. So we need to shape up and HR purpose by creating employee value proposition. So evolution of HR agenda purpose. So initially we were doing administrative efficiency, most cost, managing cost and reducing the cost kind of thing. But over a period, we actually started investing in L&D, performance, work. We are giving now hybrid work models, work from home model, and also work from office models. That's how functional excellence. Then strategic HR, aligning HR's objectives to the business objectives. You are using OKRs and kind of thing. Then outside in, learn from the market and improve your actually what happened, what can you can improve, and what is the feedback that you can get from the customers that you convert into the into the skills and overcome your inefficiencies and develop efficiencies and deliver the results. And Maruti, Tatas, or Mahindras, today they are producing some of the best vehicles because of this. Outside in. And today we are one of the best automobile companies, technology companies. Today TCS, they are actually competing with the world's global IBMs and Accenture because of this reason. Maybe some of the local homegrown, Hyderabad is also becoming technology, HR technology capital by homegrown, Keka, Akrivia, and also Darwin Box is one of the best examples. So HR functional improvements we can do by developing the people, differentiating clearly between transactional and strategic work, make HR organization follow logical and structure of business organization, and prepare specialist and generalist roles, and act with agility. So this align HR department structure to the business strategy is very, very important. So most of the organization should be based on the business processes, are your priorities, how you want to deliver. Around that, business HR need to build the processes. That's how you can align your HR department structures. So this is how HR functional improvement human capability model is talent, leadership, organization, and human resource. So at the top level, talent is organization talent, how you are creating, how your leadership creating, they in turn creating organization capabilities. For this, human resource is the foundation. This is what very, very important. So this is how we need to create. This is a fifth key delivery value driver, human capability. This is how we can create the human capability. So talent is very, very important. Leadership, organization, and human resource. Yeah. HR information and analytics. From the benchmarking, once upon a time, people used to benchmark. They used to follow best practice, predictive analytics, now guidance. Having tailored information about stakeholder impact and predicting what will deliver results. So we need to go now beyond best practice. Predictive analytics, use predictive analytics and take the guidance of external, subject matter expert to drive the results towards the stakeholders. That's a very, very important. Human capabilities and stakeholder results. These are very, very important. Talent, leadership, organization, human resource. Talent leads to employee results and business results. Leadership and organization leads to business results, customer results, financial results. Organization and human resource effectiveness leads to customer results, financial results, and community results. So this is one of the very, very important how we can create the sustainable business organizations. HR key value drivers create. So talent, leadership, brand, organization, human resource effective nets leads to employee results, business results, customer results, financial results, community results. I'm skipping some of the slides. HR functional, digital technology you have to use, as I said. And leveraging technology, digital HR, HR efficiency, HR innovation, information connection. So generative AI, these are order of the day. You need to understand now generative AI challenges in HR. Now make your HR teams to understand how ChatGPT, but ChatGPT 4 will work for you and reduce your inefficiency, improve the lot of content, but refine the content and actually started using for your organization. So I started using many of my organizations and getting good results. And today I'm actually supporting more than 10 to 15 HR product companies apart from my regular organizations as an advisor and subject matter expert. So HR functional improvement. So workforce people part, I need to build, buy, borrow, boost, bounce, bind part. Performance, set standards, ensure consequences, financial and non-financial. Do feedback, give the both employees, leaders, give the feedback, 360 feedback and feedback and coaching you give your employees in. And do you have agile performance management system or traditional performance management? Check it. Communicate it, very important. Build communication plan, top down, bottom up, inside out, side to side. Restructure organization, re-engineering work process, manage team, architect physical works. So these are HR practices you need to build and rework. And I have done more than 3 to 4 times HR business process re-engineering in entire my career. This is how you can align strategies from time to strategy and customers, integrating with each other, innovative and fresh ideas you can bring in, simple to implement happens. HR functional improvement, as I told you, if you want to build HR relationship, this is the last key driver. Share a common purpose, respect differences within the team or across the organization. That's how diversity comes into the picture. Govern, accept, connect, care for others, share experiences, grow together. So these are the HR relationships that how we need to manage. Express appreciation for what is good and right more than criticism for what is not. So I have an emotional intelligence tool, generative AI tool, that can actually, when you are giving feedback, are we giving right feedback also? When you give the performance feedback also, it will tell you that whether you have given 15%, 80%, 60% also, whether your feedback is positive or negative or criticized. So that's how we need to use the technology also in the era of generative AI. So this is how HR value creation happens when you create more effective HR function, define business case and opportunity, adopt integrated framework, 10 dimensions, HR purpose to HR relationships, measure and identify gaps, prioritize goals and investments, take action and track performance, share, engage, reinforce. So I'm just coming, these are the HR key value drivers. If you want somebody take the photograph, please take it. for sustainable business organization. HR reputation can build reputation for efficiency, innovative practices, strategy, and customer value. HR customers create value stakeholders inside employee and customer, investor, and community. HR purpose, human capability and value creation. HR design, do we have right structures in place, connected specialists to journalists to make knowledge productive and be agile. HR capabilities, deliver talent, leadership, and organization to create stakeholder value. HR analytics, provide rigorous and relevant information to improve decision making. So most of the organizations, they stuck with a lot of paralysis, but use analytics for the simple and useful decision making in day to day, and also your annual appraise, quarter appraisals, and rather than react, use it more for proactive purposes. That's how you can bring the lot of change. HR digital technology, integrate, you maybe have multiple systems, integrate with APIs, and today the challenge is, can we able to speak to each other? Our talent, even our hiring system can speak to LMS. Can LMS speak to PMS? Can PMS can speak to a talent management system? And all these can speak to HR analytics and decision making, business, objectives. That's a very, very important. HR practices, innovate, align, and integrate practices by understanding people, performance, information work. HR professionals, and are you upgrading quality of HR professionals in your team on continuous basis, every month, every quarter, every year, and every at least 3 years? So then HR relationship, are we developing HR relationship? So this is how we need to ask some diagnostic questions. I'm just going a little fast. Yeah, this is the leadership skills required for the emerging leaderships. This is actually up to 2010. Pre-COVID up to 2.0, code 2.0, leadership 2.0, now leadership code 3.0, post-COVID. Create, traditionally, code 1.0 leadership is more of strategist, executor, talent manager, human capital is very traditional. Before COVID is, yeah. I'll take another 5 minutes.
My job to just...
yeah, 5 minutes. I'll just come.
Mind you the time.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. This is the business context and human capability and HR function. Your environmental trends, future of work assumptions, stakeholder value, you need to understand. That's how you need to develop talent, organization, leadership capabilities. And HR for HR, HR operating models, HR department, HR people, and practices analytics you need to develop. Yeah. So create a taxonomy. This is the last third or fourth slide. To improve sustainable HR impact, change your conversation. HR need to have regular conversation with the business people. Create a taxonomy or typology to classify HR work. Link in human capability to stakeholder value. Help each other organizations. Prioritize where into invest, disclose their human capabilities. Yeah. This is how you can HR impact on sustainability. One is, do we have sustainable human resource management practice you need to bring in? HR alignment with the core functions, alignment with the organization systems, and C-suite sustainability. Do we shift, can we reduce a lot of paper? And do we actually spend a lot of time outside? Do we actually improve wellness of employees, health and wellness of employees? Do we actually meet time to time and improve and become more organic in nature? And also, do we contribute to the climate change? Do we actually follow sustainable development goals, 17 goals among them, which is very close to your organization, sustainable framework, and implement it? That's how you can actually impact the sustainable business organizations. Yeah, these are my last slide. Thank you very much. And I'm open for the questions and answers.
That was a wonderful session, Ram. In fact, loads of information. I know that your 1 hour is not sufficient to you. It's a 1 day's session.
Yeah.
But still you have capsuled in 1 hour's time is really great.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we could follow a lot of things, in fact.
Yeah.
And now it's a member's turn to ask questions if you have any.
Yeah. I'm very sorry
Hari.
I'm just little hurry because I want to cover a lot of things. But at the same time, I'm also conscious of the time.
Maybe next time we should plan a part 2 and then continue with the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shirisha. Any questions? Yeah, I actually want to tell you that fortunately, I'm involved in 5 competency surveys since my 2002 days onwards. Fortunately, I happened to meet Dave Ulrich and also Wayne Brackbank in a couple of times, and also Ram Charan, and as well as Professor C.K. Prahalad also a couple of times. And that's how actually my mind was expanded, how to create transactional value in the organization and transformational value. And most of our L&D professionals look forward, they can provide both transactional transformation value. And in fact, I feel L&D is one of the profession where I was always passionate about. Though I became CHRO, but I never left out my L&D core values. And I used to deliver even any organization wherever I work. It may be the plant, it may be the corporate, it may be the one of the site I go. I used to deliver a lot of training, but that's how a lot of transformational and transactional value that L&D profession can bring. And I thank actually Dr. Anand Reddy and Ram Jaldurgam, Sirisha, Dr. Srinivas Rao Kokonda, and many of our HR fraternity members like Kiran Mai and many other friends for encouraging me to bring on this stage and speak my mind, speak my experience. Thank you very much.
Ram, there is one participant raised the hand, Mr.
Please,
Ram
please.
Mohan.
Please.
Sir, good afternoon. This is Ram Mohan Amile here.
Yeah.
My question is that, sir, when we speak of HR, whether it is our regular employees or contract employees, they are all internal customers. That is one thing. When we say human resources, customers are also humans. That is another another way of interpretation. Then, as humans, we deal with fellow human beings. Number 1. Number 2, subject matters. Number 3, objects. When I say objects, equipments, utensils, or whatever technology and these things are.
Yeah.
From this ambit, would you have to say anything? I mean, people connecting with people connecting with certain subject matters.
Yes.
And goods. Goods, yeah. I enlarge it. Everything in the goods, if it is not a subject matter.
Wonderful question, sir.
I'll tell you. Can you throw some light on?
See, at the HR, I should drive the 3-4 things from human capability angle. One is you have to drive your talent, by developing skills and capabilities to your employees, managers, and leaders. Develop leadership who can actually create a vision and business objectives and drive products and services. That's a very, very important. They in turn actually can be delivered to the customers in form of products and services. So when you engage your employees with a very good skills and capabilities, they in turn deliver products and services. They in turn actually create good experiences to the customers that will in turn get you the business results. This is actually one paradigm shift one has to bring in. So without driving the bottom up, that skills and talent, leadership and organization capabilities, you can't create process capabilities, products and services. So you need to understand this value chain. This is how we can create the stakeholder value and create a sustainable business organizations.
Thank you, sir. My observation is that in various organizations, the customers' knowledge on the product or the process is much more than the employees themselves.
Definitely, sir. But you need to have continuous feedback. That's what I'm saying. Example, I'll give you the example. Today, Tata EV came and became market leader because the people got to know that India is having a lot of problem with the petrol rates and diesel rate. They started introducing EV, and today they became market leader. As simple as that. So today we can't actually ignore. Maybe first 5 years, 10 years is very difficult to understand. But over a period, you need to understand voice of customers, convert that into your product and services, and you can create value. Maruti also same, Mahindra also same. They are actually creating value. And you can give me any product and service, I can give you example. You can actually ask me. For example, I worked in Orient Cement. Today there is a green cement is there. Yeah.
Ramgar, sorry to interrupt. Can we take such a questions maybe offline, because
Please.
keeping in mind the time,
No problem.
I would request you to take some of the questions offline.
Thank you.
Unless I think there's one question somebody posted in the group, I think. Ram sir?
Yeah. One
so
is
maybe quick answer and then we close.
Yeah. Some key ideas to influence top management to really understand the value HR can deliver if implemented seriously. So this is the very dichotomy question for most of the HR people they experience. First of all, you need to understand business strategy. You need to speak the quantified language of your SBU heads and your business managers, rather than getting into the comfort of HR. First of all, we need to move out of the comfort of HR, and maybe I may be the payroll guy, I may be the L&D guy, I may be the engagement guy, I may be the analytics guy. I need to move and sit with them, maybe talent acquisition guy. I need to understand their requirements, speak their language, and then you start actually, once you started understand their language, then they will understand your language. That's how you can definitely influence the people, top management. So the problem is conversations. Most of the times we stuck up in our own HR department. Top management sits in their own, rooms. So how we create open town halls, how we can create strategic business meetings, how we can participate, give our ideas. Sometimes trial and error will come. Sometimes HR may also fail. But over a period like Chandrayaan, will become succeed and people will start accepting. That's how we can influence the top management. But only thing is, don't think fear of failure should stop HR. Sometimes happens, you take it, you need to make them to understand your point of view also. But at the same time, HR getting into the mid of the table by 2025 to 30, because of ESG law, company law that's coming up, and people now cannot ignore HR and L&D. So that's how we can influence.
Thanks, Ramchandra. It's a fantastic point that you have concluded with. And at the same time, I would like to acknowledge the presence of a very senior, eminent person associated with our ASTD since long, Mr. Manohar Garu.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Manohar sir is my guru, in fact. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Now, so over to Akhila. A word of thanks, please.
Absolutely. Am I audible to all?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was quite an enlightening session, and what a journey, sir. Firstly, on behalf of ISTD Hyderabad, we extend a heartfelt gratitude to all of you joining us in this Enlightening Learners Forum today. And thanks to Mr. Ram Jaladurgam for facilitating this entire Learners Forum chair. Thank you so much, Dr. Ram.
Thank you, Akhila.
Thank you. And a special note of appreciation goes to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Ramchandra Madela, for sharing his insightful knowledge. From gaining insights into his evolution of HR from the 1960s to the present day, Madela's 4P HR model, 7P strategic capital management, paradox navigator, key HR value drivers, and so much to reflect upon. Sir, I must say, it was amazing to see how well you used your experience and examples to make it easy for all of us to understand. This is really impressive, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We also have with us today Kakatiya University alumni members. So guys, thank you so much for joining us today. And for all of you here, we truly value your time and your active engagement. Your presence and enthusiasm to learn from Mr. Ramchandar has been the driving force behind the success of this event.
And next time,
Hey, can you go on mute, please? Thank you. Once again, guys, thank you so much for making this event a big success. We look forward to your continued participation in our future endeavors too. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. Mr. Ramchandar Madela, it was a superb session and we truly, truly enjoyed it. And I think it was super informative. So much that we learned that we really need to go back and reflect upon all the questions you asked. Questions there you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.